There are really only 3 mistakes that are getting in the way of you signing up more nutrition clients. So if you're a nutrition coach that wants more paying clients, listen up. So let's dive in. Mistake number 1, stop selling. If you really want to find more people for your nutrition coaching and take them from curious to paying as quickly as possible, here's what you need to do. Stop selling nutrition coaching. Here's why. No one wants to be sold nutrition coaching, but people love to buy a solution to a problem. So instead of selling nutrition coaching, you just need to start presenting the solution to their problem. So how do you do that? Step 1, gather some information about a potential client. You want to know their goals, what they've done in the past, and what they're looking to accomplish now. Plus, what would life look like now if they accomplished that one thing that they desperately want? And step 2, present the plan to get there. See, when you do this, you're no longer selling anything. You know, that process that makes you feel sleazy and salesy. Now you're just presenting a solution to a problem. And when you could do that for someone on an individual level, when you show them exactly what is holding them back from something they haven't been able to achieve on their own, in a way that's straightforward and clear, do you know what happens? They automatically assume that you're the person that can help them reach their goals without needing to be convinced. And do you want to know what happens next? They are begging to know more. This makes the transition into a paid coaching relationship easy. All because instead of selling, you were just helpful. This is what I do with all my new nutrition clients. It doesn't matter if they want to know the price of coaching or if they're trying to decide if creatine is right for them. That's a great question, but in order to answer correctly, I need to know more about what you're trying to accomplish. Then I collect more information, answer the original question, and then present the best path moving forward. Since they now see the value in what I do, I can literally charge whatever I want because they trust I'm the person that can help them achieve what they want. Do you have a system like this in place for your nutrition coaching? If you're tired of hearing I have to think about it, or that's out of my budget, or even worse, maybe I'll just do this later, then it's time to put a system like this in place. So stop selling and start solving problems, and people will start signing up. Mistake number 2, you're telling, not showing. Here's the deal. There's no right or wrong, but there's definitely better or worse, especially when it comes to attracting new people to your nutrition coaching. Here's what most coaches are doing to get new nutrition clients. Since they've been told that creating social media content is the best way to reach new clients, which it is, they spend all their time and energy creating social media posts. Except when they post it, it never really goes anywhere. It gets a handful of likes, mainly from other coaches and maybe your super supportive mom. But outside of that, no one really engages, and even worse, no one is even sure if they're a coach. And since this coach didn't get much of a response, they stopped posting and their online coaching remains an afterthought. This really isn't their fault though, because they've been doing just what they've been told to do, which is to provide more value, which in reality looks like creating the same generic, boring, educational content as everyone else. You know, the let's talk about protein posts or telling people about progressive overload for the 100th time. All this does is end up getting scrolled over and overlooked and missed, which is wasted time and energy. But what if there were a better way? What if instead of telling them about good nutrition, you showed them and used social media the way it was intended to be used, to be social? Maybe you'd post something to get people to raise their hand, indicating they were after something specific, and naturally a conversation would start about how you could help. Because instead of creating how-to content that was only important to you, you were giving people what they really wanted. Not just the result and the payoff, but also the struggle and the pain of not having it. Because when you can clearly articulate someone's pain, they automatically assume you have the solution. But you can't do this without demonstrating that to them first. And just like we talked about in mistake number 1, there's nothing more powerful than showing someone on an individual level what's holding them back from their goal. What's the best way to do this? You tell stories. Tell a story of a client, where they were before working with you, the pain, the struggle, what they wanted. What was the one big thing that you helped them change, and what was the result? Where they are now and how life has changed since getting that specific result. That is showing, not telling. Don't have any stories like this? Tell the hypothetical story of what would happen if someone started working with you. Tell your own story. But the key here is demonstrating the importance of this stuff, not just telling and educating people. And isn't that what coaching is all about? You're in the business of changing lives, not just education. So share your passion in a way that shows people how you can actually help them, and you'll actually get a chance to work with them. And mistake number 3, stop wasting energy on the wrong people. The biggest mistake most nutrition coaches make is speaking to the wrong person. This is a lesson I learned from a previous business mentor, Will Schiller. He showed me how easy it is to speak to the wrong person in your social media content. Here's what I mean. There are 4 types of people that follow you on social media. 3 will buy from you, 1 won't. And the mistake is commonly made when you spend all your time and energy trying to convince that one person to sign up for coaching. Here's what happened. Let's take, for example, a 20-something-year-old nurse who's been yo-yo dieting forever. Most recently, this is intermittent fasting, and although she has 10 pounds she'd like to lose, she never really gets there. You can present your nutrition coaching to this nurse in 4 ways. There's 1 way that will never work. There's 2 that could work, but it'll be really hard. And 1 works almost every time, but no one focuses on it. Here are the 4 main ways to present your coaching. Number 1, this nurse doesn't really want to lose the 10 pounds bad enough. She doesn't have the dedication and motivation to do it, but you convince her that it's her fault and the time to put in work is now. Number 2 is this nurse is doing intermittent fasting, but it's really not working for her. She's starting to get frustrated, but she really doesn't know what else to do. You show this nurse why your way of coaching is superior to fasting, especially given her work schedule and her past attempts in dieting. Number 3, this nurse is doing intermittent fasting and is doing well. It fits into her shift work and she's lost 4 pounds already. You show her why your way is superior to fasting. And number Number 4, this nurse is the poster girl for intermittent fasting. She's lost a bunch of weight already and it just feels effortless for her. Despite telling everyone she encounters the merits of fasting, you've decided it's your personal mission to convince her that fasting is actually garbage. Do you know which one of these nurses won't buy? It's number 1, the unmotivated one. They just don't see the value in it. There isn't enough pain. Which one will be hard to get as a client? That's number 3 and 4, the ones that are seeing success with intermittent fasting. Which one will be easy to sign up as a client? That's number 2. Why? Because she's already been trying something and it's still not working. And this creates the emotion of frustration. When people are frustrated, they're more likely to invest in a solution. So here's what you need to do. Look back at your social media content for the last few months. How often are you speaking to nurse number 2? Which person are you speaking to? Chances are you're doing way too much convincing and focusing on the wrong person. You need to create content that attracts what they call in the game of golf, the tap in. Take a look at these 2 different shots. What's the easier shot to make? It's this one from 2 feet out. You don't have to hit it through some big obstacle like a big tree to get there. That's what happens when you try to convince someone that isn't ready to try something new or is happy with what they're doing. It's wasted energy. You have to work way too hard. And even worse, if you can do some convincing and get them to a place where they start to reconsider things, chances are one of your competitors will come in and after all of your hard work, beat you to it anyway. If you're not getting 3 to 5 new paying nutrition clients every month, you're probably focusing on the wrong person. You can sign up more nutrition clients, but only when you stop selling, start showing, and start focusing on the right people. As great as all these tips are, if you're really serious about starting a nutrition coaching business, the next thing I'm gonna have you do is watch this video I have linked up right here on the best way to start a nutrition coaching business in 2022. So make sure to check it out now, and I'll see you in the next video.